first impressions of the club, mate?
Well, the first thing as we walked out the track, how energetic the young guys are. I guess where I've come from has been an older group, which sometimes you need the young guys to push the vibe of the place, and running out there, the atmosphere was great. The excitement of the young guys, as being an old fellow, is exactly what you need.
Probably the first time in about 15 years. It's the first time for you again doing pre-season at a new club, I guess, mate.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous getting here, but footy clubs are the same. As long as you get around most of the guys, have a bit of a chat, you fit in pretty easily. So I've got to know a few of the guys. Obviously played against them over the years, but you run into players here and there. So I've known a few of the guys for a while.
And pre-season itself, mate, how's the body holding up?
First day, so yeah, got through, no injuries. I guess you tick that box and move from here. But one thing I've noticed, just from me watching the vision, also watching the young guys, the guys train, is they've all come back in really good nick. I think that's one thing about a younger group you talk about, is how they come back in the off season, and it looks like they've all done everything right, and the intensity and the attitude on the track's been unreal.
How will you navigate your way through the pre-season?
I guess we've got our meetings this week on the plan to go through. I guess being a little bit older, you sort of can't do as much as you want to. You've got to pull back a little bit, but I'll be trying to do everything I can. Most of the sessions we'll try and jump in and do.
Did you need that first session to silence any final concerns you had over your decision, or any butterflies, or?
There was butterflies coming here, just something different, but there was no concerns, there was no doubts. As soon as I sat down with Fags, Nobes and Swanee, as soon as we made the decision, we knew it was the right call. Even though the last 2 days I brought my wife and oldest son up here, and all it did was rain. So I think he's got a different understanding of Brisbane, but look, we've had no doubts since we made the decision. We've looked forward to it, and everything's been as we've expected so far.
Have you got a sense about just how big a change of pace it is to Melbourne? Like what Charlie was saying before, you know, it's similar at Victoria and South Australia are similar, and it's footy here. You sort of have to go looking for it a little bit.
I'm a footy head, so I'll probably watch as much footy as I can. Yeah, it is going to be different. I think I opened when I was up here last time, it took me about 6 pages before I found AFL. So that might be a little bit different, but yeah, it's also it's positive as well. You can also go and train hard, but also you get that release where, as you said, in Melbourne, Adelaide, you don't. But yeah, I've grew up since the age of 4 or 5, loving footy, and I'm no different now.
Have you played out your career though with that sort of pressure on you, that external pressure? Like when you're in a footy state, you know you really can't get away with things. Like
I reckon it's your own pressure. So I'm going to be the same here as what I was back in Melbourne. I guess obviously externally with the media, probably not going to be as much on you, but you still have expectations of yourself, expectations of your teammates, which that's probably all that should matter.
What are your expectations? Do you see yourself playing every week? There's a lot of travel up here, which would be new for you. Have you sort of discussed it with the coach? Yeah,
Fags sort of aimed 15, 16 games. I guess it all depends on the body. If I get around 18, I've played 16 games, I'm not going to stop playing. But I guess it all depends on how the body's tracking, and obviously Fags also want to see how the younger guys go when I'm not there in the back line. So I guess we'll have plenty of discussions with those guys on I guess as the season goes on.
Yeah, just playing without the seams on.
Yeah, I didn't have it last year, and I really enjoyed it. I tried to help Ruff where I could. It was great. I caught up with Beamsy for a couple of hours yesterday just for a bit of a chat. I trained pretty much him for most of the day today. I guess my role there is just to try and help him where I can. If he needs someone to throw things off, I've probably been through a lot of things that he's gone through or going through. There's a lot of decisions he's got to make. Obviously him and Fags are very tight, and I'm just another option for him to bounce things off. So I'm not going to be doing anything over the top. I won't be too vocal. I'll be just there as a bit of support base, and yeah, just do what I can to help him out.
You've talked about sort of wanting to help educate the younger players, and that's what you enjoyed doing last year. Like, is there anyone or anything in particular in that back line that sort of excites you or that helps sort of draw you?
No, I think if you look across, it is a young group, and the best part about it, as I said, is the thing you know with the young kids is great attitude, and I saw that as soon as you went out in the track. The attitude was there, they were upbeat, and watching a bit of the vision, especially towards the end of the season last year, it's a really good talented group. So I'm just here to, I guess, help them in any way if they need questions asked or if they need to bounce something. I've obviously got a lot of coaches, but if they've got a few senior blokes they need to ask things out there as well, that's what I can do.
How is it being back in the cold? face with Fags again?
Yeah, it's good. He had a nice introduction in there with the boys. He stitched me up a little bit with some vision, as he normally does. But well, I've been tight with Fags for years. So even though he's been up here, I still spoke to him a lot last year, and no doubt the relationship's going to get even closer this year.
Hawthorn built their dynasty around a couple of drafts clumped together, where they got multiple picks and brought in a lot of good players. Brisbane had a couple of first rounders last year, and they're going to have a couple more this year.
Yep.
Can you see similarities to the very early stages of Hawthorn and the ability to bring good young players in?
What I do see at Brisbane is a good group and a good structure. I think the most important thing with a football club is, first of all, your structure off field, which they've got that with Swanee, Nobes and Fags, and then obviously a good bunch of core players, and that's where you see Beams. He's a ripping bloke. What I've seen of him is a fantastic leader, and the part below it is young kids that want to learn. And you see a lot of clubs that have gone through the last couple of years that have had success because they've got exactly what I just spoke about then, and that's why I see in the Lions. That's why I came up here. I see a really good young group, and I'm just an older guy who can try and help them here or there. I think the best part about it is they're all driven and pretty excited to obviously take that next step in their AFL career.
Is it still a bit weird pulling on that maroon, blue and gold?
It was a little bit different. I put it on a few weeks ago after I got traded. It did look a little bit different. I got some feedback from some friends and Hawthorn supporters that didn't like it, but yeah, that's a decision we made. I feel quite comfortable. It's soaked in over the last 6 weeks, so pretty excited just to get stuck into it now.
You'll have 5 days as the only #1 draft pick on this list until another one comes.
I'm honoured with that as well.
What help can you provide whoever they pick about what's ahead?
I guess it's not only the #1 draft pick, it's a lot of the young guys here. Everything they've probably gone through or going through, I've been through it. Whether it was moving away from home, being a high draft pick, or struggling the first few years, because my first 3 or 4 years I didn't like footy that much. I played it, but the expectations probably got to me a little bit. So anything that the younger guys are going through, I've probably been there. So I'll be there as a sounding board, very similar to the Beamsy stuff. Young kids don't like to talk, and that's what I did when I was a kid. So I'll probably try and get to know them and probably just probe questions and just throw support where I think they might need it, because it's a different world. You're a 17, 18-year-old kid going from whether it's a little country town into an AFL system where everyone seems to know a lot about you. So yeah, it's going to be different for them, but they're going to have as much support as they can from the older guys.